Wonder Trio. He's working with those kids this year. So I'm lucky to have him here as you are. So I'm gonna let you come on up to the stands and you can.
Welcome, thank you guys for coming, and congrats on being seniors. It's great. I just had a senior whose name's graduated last year. She's a senior holder, so I know how it is. It's very exciting. You're almost done. And I'm just here to talk about the scholarships and escrow. Hopefully you guys have heard about this, but for every A, you earn $40, and for every B, you earn $20. And you've already earned it if you've earned those grades. You have one more year to get some more, okay? So don't stop, okay? Keep going. But it's very easy to collect this. Now this is from the Pagosa Springs Area Association of Realtors. They've gotten together, and realtors who have decided to contribute have donated a portion of their commissions on their completed real estate transaction to a scholarship fund for students at the high school or the Sandland School. So anyone who's taking classes at the high school, the Sandland School is eligible for these monies. You don't have to do anything. There's a flyer outside on the tables out there. You just have to email the gentleman's email at the bottom and tell him what school you're going to be going to, and he will find out from the counselor. There's a form. Okay, so in your graduation packet there'll be some forms to fill out, and he will distribute that money to the school you're going to. So it needs to be a school that will accept financial aid. There's a lot of those around. And so if you have any questions, you can contact your counselor. You can contact one of us. We also have Blue Picture is here as well. We have cards on the table. If there's no flyers left, you can ask us any questions. But it's really exciting. You've already earned it, so just make sure you don't forget to fill this out when you get your graduation packet. And it's, you know how many years they'll go back? Once you've graduated, you have 5 years to collect this. So if you have some older students that may have graduated and you didn't do this, and it's been 5 years, get flat, and you can get them. Just a little bit of info. Since 1990, the realtors have donated over $200,000 to the scholarship fund. So please take use of it and use your money. Do you guys have any questions?
What is the name of the ticket?
It's scholarships and escrow.
And it will be in the graduation packet, there'll be a form. And I run with them, that doesn't mean they'll turn them, but I can run them. So that would be something you wouldn't do until.
Not till graduation.
In there, you'll get an envelope with all kinds of stuff in there. So that's one. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Hello. I am part of a group of parents who helped put on the after-school event last year. If any of you guys went, we feel like we had a very successful event. It was a lot of fun. We held at middle school, lots of games, food, prizes, just a good time. So we are excited this year that we're going to have more time to plan everything and fundraise and everything. So we also have a table outside. We have one of our volunteers, Jerry, is going to be out there. There's a little flyer that kind of just goes over it, the importance of it, and gives some contact information, some of our social media accounts, our email. We also are collecting a list if you are interested either in just receiving more information about it throughout the year, if you would be interested in helping us basically in any aspect, whether that's helping us plan it, just getting input from you, fundraising, attending the event, volunteering. We can use all the help we can get. So anyways, if you're interested in any of that, no pressure, but we would love any and everybody. So that flyer is also outside, and we will have things throughout the year. Hopefully you may have already seen, we've already started doing some fundraising. We do some restaurant nights. We're going to have some other stuff throughout the year. So please help support because it's a wonderful thing for our kids. Thank you.
Okay, let's get down to the meaty stuff. I'm Molly Gibson. I'm the academic counselor at the high school. It's my second year here. Took over from Mark. Got lucky. Timing was wonderful. So I have thoroughly enjoyed working with your kids. I came from a very shoes. I raised 4 kids. My last one just got out of grad school. But they were all very different. They all followed different paths. I had my individual athlete. I had I want to go to a school that has a big football team. Sleep through your final and your senior year and not graduate. And then graduate this summer and begin playing video games. So I had all of them. I had all the types. I had 2 in business, 1 nurse, and 1 SLP. So I've lived the nightmare and the dream, and it's gonna be okay. They're all great adults. They've all made it. I didn't want to kill my son. Important graduation day. It is right around the corner. As you know, how the older we get, the faster time flies, and it will be here before you know it. And your kids will be making decisions and deciding what they want to do, and it's exciting and also scary and also exciting. So graduation is May 30th at 9. Capping down, I get that question a lot. Jostens is the company that we use. Seniors are gonna have a presentation on that in October 28th. And from what I understand, they can use siblings, caps and gowns. They would only need move over their caps. But that is then. I love this slide. I've done it for years because I think I've worked with seniors a long time, and they get so annoyed, all of them, all year when you go, figure out what you want to do. So it's stressful for them, it's stressful for us as parents, but I think it's just on them, because everybody knows their senior's going to ask them, so what's your price? It's a little stressful, but it's also fun. All right, so I go through with your kids kind of options after graduation. You know, we know the basic ones: military, workforce, technical school, 2-year degree, 3-year degree. I gave the seniors a survey, and I would say that at least half to 3/4 want to do some school, whether it's technical school or 2-year college or 4-year college. We have some, I have no idea, help me please, and I have some that want to take a gap year and a few that want to go straight into the workforce. So it's kind of all over the place, but my job is to help them figure that out. They have to come see me if I, so I can help them. The military, I'm thinking the ASVAB, if the military is even an option for you, I'm thinking the ASVAB in November. And it is kind of like a free ASVAB. It's free, money-wise, but it doesn't count against their 2 tests that they take if they go straight to MEPS. So if they go to MEPS, they can only take 2 ASVABs, and they take the highest score. But here in high school, we can use it, or we cannot use it. So if the military is an option or a thought, then please have them come see me to take that ASVAB in November, okay? And I can also hook them up with recruiters, the ones that have contacted me, and then I know how to get a hold of ones that we never see. Workforce, we ask the kids, a lot of kids are in the work-based learning, kind of get some experience. That's great. We want to help them, when it comes time to, if they need to create a resume, we're going to work on that in School Links. They're going to be creating resumes for college applications as well, but we have a tool for that. So, I'm going to always encourage kids to maybe think about getting some training at a 2-year school or a vocational school, just so the ceiling isn't as low and they have more options, because the certification kind of opens doors, as we know, as adults. So at community college or junior college, they can do a few things. They can earn credits to transfer. As you know, community college and junior college is a little bit cheaper. It's a lot cheaper than a 4-year college. So as much as kids don't want to do that, sometimes it's the best route because it's the cheaper route to go in, earn some credits to transfer, or earn your degree, your associate's degree. Associate of Applied Science is a degree like an automotive that actually is an associate's, not a certificate. And then of course you can earn a workforce certificate, sometimes less than a year. And then these are just some fun certifications I expose the kids to just because you don't think about some of the jobs out there, that you can get certified. And, you know, we know EMT and sonography and criminal justice, but music business has certifications, restaurant management, fashion design, film marketing, drones, there's all kinds of really cool things. So I like to tell kids, if you have a passion, we'll find something. But you gotta tell me what you love or what you think you're good at, and we can find you something, okay? This right now is the time for kids to be applying. I know some of the kids I see out there have already worked on applications, but it really is the time to kind of figure out your list of schools that you want to apply to. I always, you know, I like to tell kids, look at the 2-year option, look at the 4-year option, look at the cost of attendance, look at, do they have your major? Do they have the environment that you want? Kids that go visit colleges are more decisive than kids that just see colleges online. So if you have the opportunity to take your child to visit the campus, I talked to a little girl the other day that really thought Boulder was her place and visited Boulder and didn't like it. But CSU was something that she loved. So just kind of, if you don't know, visit, because you can tell a lot by the way the campus feels. SAT scores, all Colorado public colleges are test optional. So that means you get to decide whether you're going to submit your test scores. That's a slippery slope, right? Because colleges say, well, your test scores won't hurt you, but do you really do that? I don't know. So I always tell kids, just look at the freshman profile. You can Google CSU freshman profile. Look at the average SAT score. If you fall below that, don't submit your scores. It's that simple. Now, you may need test scores for math placement and English placement. Once you get accepted, then you can submit scores if they meet the qualifications. If not, you'll have to take active placer or some kind of placement test once you're in. But that's what I've seen over the years, and so that's my best advice as far as submitting test scores. Okay. Applying to college, the kids know we talked about Common App. Common App is a platform where you can put multiple colleges in, do your profile, put them in, and hit submit, each one separately, but you don't have to redo the applications over and over. It links to our school links. Parents, you should know what school links is, because your kids should have invited you to have a parent account in school links. They were supposed to do that last year. If they didn't, that's where they link their Common App to school links. That is how I send documents and all of that things, but I'll get to that in a second. What's most important is that Colorado Free Application Day. It's the 7th through the 9th. So every state public school and some private schools have free applications those dates. That means they have to have everything ready to submit by the 7th through the 9th during advisory, but they have to have everything in. That means if you're applying to see Boulder, you have to have a teacher recommendation. That means you have to give that teacher time to write it, right? So don't wait till the last minute. And there on that website, there's a link, and if you decide you want this presentation, I can send it to you. But that QR code is, each school has their own way to submit Common App, different codes, like coupon codes. So that website tells you what each school offers free application. So it's a CVE website. You can just Google free application days, and it'll tell you. School links, like I said, they're going to link their Common App to school links, and that's how I send transcripts. That's how I send, like, the letters go. It sends everything to the Common App. It's like a locker. Common App holds it till the kids hit submit, and then once they hit submit in Common App, all the documents go. It has to be linked to school links in order for me to send transcripts and things like that. Colleges will only take transcripts from me, from the school. They won't typically, for admissions, they won't let them just email a transcript. It has to be official. Okay. All right, so some of the schools, like I said, need letters of recommendation. They automatically email me when there's a counselor, not the child. Common App lets me know, schooling lets me know when I need to do something. But your child has to request the letters over at the school. Okay? They not for me, but for the teachers. And I told them how to do it. They have instructions on how to do it, but they don't know how to do it. They can come see me. But the most important thing is please don't wait till the 6th to ask, especially some of our teachers, to write a letter every day. Okay? Go ahead, even if you're not done with your application, you know you need a letter, go ahead and request that letter. Because like I said, the Common App will just hold it and then send it when you hit submit. So go ahead and do those, please. Transcripts again, official, I do that. Unofficial, they can download that from Infinite, they can't just personal links, but they can use that for scholarships, self-report academic records, all of that stuff. Okay. Money. This is the best part. Money is always a topic that, we put college in it's expensive these days. So we're going to dive into a little bit of financial aid. I'm not going to do too much of it because I want you to not walk out overwhelmed or confused. What I like to do with parents is just walk you through one step at a time. Right now is application in FAFSA. In the spring, it'll be financial aid awards and packages and scholarships, and we can do that later. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of brief overview though. All right, FAFSA and CASPA are the two financial aid applications. One is federal and one is state. The state CASPA is for non-U.S. citizens. So you do not fill out CASPA if you are a citizen. FAFSA is for U.S. citizens. Okay. Just remember you don't do both. You're going to do one or the other. If you're a citizen, you're going to do FAFSA. Okay. From FAFSA, we get state money, federal money, grants. Of course, grants are things you don't have to pay back. You get loans, and that's the tricky part because they'll offer you loans as a financial aid award. So make sure that you're up on that. I send out a document typically that kind of explains financial aid awards, like what the terms are, but I'll do that in the spring. Work study, they're going to ask you if you're willing to do a work study on the FAFSA. That is, have a job on campus, they take money off your tuition. Okay, so you have to qualify for a work study, but you can say that you're willing to do that. Tuition promises, those are colleges like CMU, CSU, they have tuition promises that if you make less than this amount of money, then they'll pay your tuition. Okay, they'll last dollar at first dollar, I don't really know the term. So whatever the government gives you, plus what's missing, they will cover. So that's what tuition promises mean. Each school, state public school typically has a tuition promise. All you need to do is go on their website, on their financial aid website, and look at what that promise is. It's not the same, okay? And then college grants, they have their own, and they can decide, they get a bunch of money, they decide how they're gonna divvy it out, okay? I tell parents to aim for November 1st. The sooner, it's not a race to get your FAFSA done, but the sooner you get it done, the less you have to worry about, and when money's gone from colleges, it's gone. So if you wait till May to do the FAFSA, which you can, but there might not be that money that the colleges have from the federal government. There's only a certain amount of money that goes away. I just copy and pasted this. Is from like CSU, and so I wanted you to know that like every college has a scholarship website. Every public, privates don't have to divulge scholarships, but every public school has a website that will tell you what they're going to give for grades or whether it's based on financial situations. But they're transparent about what they're going to give. So this is CSU's grant options, and then my computer's moved there. But I wanted you to see that each school has a merit scholarship page too. So if you go to Fort Lewis and you click on their links, it tells you what they will give for merit. Okay, so right here you see 3.75 and 4.0, they automatically give you $5,000. Okay, so to me, that kind of stuff is worth looking into as you are kind of trying to figure out where you want to go. Because bottom line is a private school can give you a $120,000 scholarship, but the cost of this attendance is still going to be more than a state school. So understanding cost of attendance is super important. Local scholarships, those are our list of local scholarships that we gave out last year. This community is amazing at supporting kids that graduate from this school. I was floored last year when I saw how many scholarships that the community offers kids. So the way that we do local scholarships is I put it in school links, so ask your kid for that code. I put all the scholarships in school links. I also have a spreadsheet that I send to parents that has a link. It's a live document. You'll get to see all the scholarships, when the due dates are, how much they are for. Okay, I try to keep you in the loop because I had 4 children and they didn't apply for scholarships like they should have. So if you know about it, then you can make their life miserable until they do. And their favorite question is there an essay? I've heard it 1,000 times. There's an essay. Yes, there's an essay. It's okay. $1,000 for an hour of your time. It's not a bad turnaround. So most of those open in the spring. You'll be privy to those. I will make sure you're in the loop, I promise. But those will be listed in school links as well. We talked about scholarships in escrow. Again, that form will be in the graduation packets, and I will send reminders. Okay. All right, WUI. It's the funniest name ever. But the WUI is a tuition savings program in kind of surrounding states. They kind of meet you in the middle. It's not out of state, it's not in state, it's in the middle. It's typically what WUI gives you. And that also is limited funds. So like I had a couple kids last year that didn't know they were going to Montana State, was one of the example. They couldn't get the WUI prize because they waited too late. Okay, so WUI has deadlines. It's typically early fall, like November, December. So please know that that's a separate application. Typically, go to the college website, look at the WUI exchange policy that they have, and then make sure you follow those directions. Okay. Up here, I have a WUI brochure and also a Common App instruction line by line. Can't mess it up because I have my own account and I get to be a kid in there. Okay, let's talk real quick about the FAFSA and then we'll be done. I kind of pulled from the 333 page of PowerPoint that the government gives us. I have about 7, just so you can go home before midnight. But the thing that you have to remember about FAFSA, it's changed over the years. It's easy now. It's a lot easier. But your child has to start the process. Now, you can sit with your child and make them start the process, but they're the ones that invite you to fill out the FAFSA. They do their part, and they invite you to fill it out. So when the student starts, they're going to land on this page, okay, and it's going to tell them to create an account. And they have made it really simple now. You're doing the 26, 27 FAFSA, not the 25, 26, because that actually is not open. Yeah, it might still be open. So you have to make sure you're 26, 27 FAFSA, and then you're going to start a new form, and then you're going to log in, and you need your social security number to do that. You gotta apply for your FSA ID, which is basically your electronic signature. So they're going to log in. They're going to tell FAFSA that they're a student, and they're going to onboard them. They're going to ask them a bunch of questions. What schools? Do you want to live on campus? Do you have money? Do you have to file taxes? They're going to ask them all that. And then, they get to a page where they invite you. Invite a parent as a contributor. And they will put in your email address. Okay? Once they do that, you're gonna get an email with a code. And I know this is a lot, but it's really simple. And you're gonna log into their FAFSA and do your part of the FAFSA. Now, if you need an FSA ID, if you have an older child, you already have one, and you filled out a FAFSA, use the same one for all your kids. If you don't have one, you have to create one using your social security number, okay? There are a lot of circumstances in families. I was divorced, I made less money, I always did the FAFSA, okay? That's kind of, there's just some unwritten things like that, and then there's some other ones. Parent login, documentation, you provide consent that they can pull your taxes from the IRS. That is what they do now. You don't have to have your taxes, you don't have to sit there with your taxes, they can pull it. It's so easy. And then they use that. But guess what? We're gonna help you. We're gonna have a help night. We're gonna have a financial aid officer come and work with everybody that has questions, or if you've started it and you have a unique circumstance, they'll help you. That's gonna be on the 20th in the Commons at 6 o'clock. And so if you get started and you get stuck, you can bring that. If you don't want to start till that night, don't start till that night. If you think, oh, I got this as a breeze, no worries, do it, go for it. Because it can be very straightforward, okay? Other than that, that's it, that's all I got. If you want to meet, fill it out, I'll meet with you. If you have questions, I'll be here after. The FAFSA really, it's open, you can start it. You don't have to finish it in one sitting. It should really only take you 20 to 30 minutes to do. And then that goes to the college, and they, in the spring, will send a financial aid award package for you to look at. But anyway, that is all I have. If you have any questions, yes, you have a question?
Yeah, if your student is planning to graduate early, do you get us the graduation packet early and all of that information in December or January?
Yes, I will. I will give, yes, I will, yes, I will. Yes, yes. Oh, yes, we'll help anybody. Yeah. We'll yep, you don't have to be a student here. I'll help anybody anytime. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I like that. I have the best job on campus. Okay, if there's no more questions, thank you guys for coming. We'll be down here. I'll be down here. If you have any questions? Okay. Thank you. Yes. I have handouts up here. Comment